Man, proud of our team's effort tonight. I told them before the game, we're asking them to fight for 40 minutes. We have survivors, fighting for their lives, people fighting for their lives. And it's a big day for our community, a big game with Love, Honor, Care, One Miami, and it's our alumni weekend. So if we couldn't do it for all the people in the stands, I don't know what motivation I can give you because we had to pull this one out today.
Coach, I'm going to start on the offensive side of the ball. First quarter, where did that come from?
Well, Dave, we can score. I promise you. I don't know where it's been, but we saw it early on. I don't know if we forgot, but we can score. I mean, I think if we talk about all the time, if we can defend without fouling and we can just get clean stops, we're tough to stop in transition. And if you watch our first 5 minutes, we're flying, and so I think that's going to be fun to watch as a team of this is what it looks like when we're out in transition. There is no matchup for you. It doesn't have to feel hard in the half court. And so I think being able to watch that back in the first quarter will be really helpful.
Big part, I thought, helping your offense too, really was the defensive side. I mean,
yeah.
Taj just, swatting the ball all over the place, really turning defense into almost easy layups on the other end.
Man, yeah, she's long. Man, Tasia, she's long. She had her hands full with Smith. Smith gave her a night last time up there, I'll be honest with you. We all know that she had a night. But even today, you look at her line, she had 14 of 14. I felt like a lot of that came late because we handled her pretty well in the first half, I thought. But you're right. When Tasia is active and she's blocking shots and we're getting steals, we're tough to match in transition.
Coach, Molly Davis added a few threes at the end, but for the most part, you kept her in check too. I mean, just how well do you think you executed the game plan against her?
I thought we did. I think we went through a lull where we just weren't up. That kid's too good. We weren't up there. You can never go under on a ball screen, even if it's set at half court. There's no going under on Molly Davis. But I thought for the most part we knew where she was. We didn't make it easy for her. And the same thing with Jahari Smith.
Vanessa, it seemed like really played a big part in the win, just getting steals, getting assists, just flying around. Just how do you assess her performance?
Flying around. That's what Vanessa does. When we talk about her as a staff, literally we have to get Vanessa 15 minutes so she can just fly around. Somehow, some way, just get it done. We've even gone to the extent of giving her Vanessa rules. Vanessa has her own rules. If she can make a play, go make a play. We very rarely correct her. But she's energy. She's a spark. I think she's really identified herself as that for us, and she's fun to watch.
Coach, how much did the crowd play a factor in today's game, but also the alumni just being back?
It means so much. It means so much. I think our kids had the opportunity to meet them at shoot-around. They hung around last night. I try to explain it. I don't know if our current players will understand it until they graduate. But the pride that those alum bring back here every time they come back to campus, it's electric. They're sitting in the front row. They're in the end zone. It's crazy how much pride they have for Miami, and it's hard not to feed off of. You add that into Love, Honor, Care Day, and it's a fun environment to be in. The hope is that as we get better, as we grow as a program, it's like that every night, because our kids deserve that.
Is she good? I got one more.
Yeah.
With 52 in the first half, 90 in the game. I mean, that might seem like an anomaly, but I mean, just with the offensive talent, the ball handlers you guys have now with Peyton, Eden, Ivy, Vanessa. I mean, do you think you can replicate this more?
I do. I do. I like to think I'm humble at most times, but if I'm being completely honest, when I was talking to our staff preseason, we have a chance to average 80 points a game. If you go down the line, anybody can go off on any night. Eden Battle, Katie Davidson even, Ivy Wolf, Peyton Scott. I mean, go down the line. I feel like we should be in the mid-70s at least. But again, it comes down to defense, and we just now learn the importance of scattering reports and getting stops, and that's going to transition into our offense.
Yeah, I mean, I think coming off our last two games, we were just ready to get out there and work hard, be good teammates and things like that. We focus on the defensive side, and when you're getting steals and getting runouts, offense just comes. So that's what we really focused on, and I thought we did a great job.
You guys have really struggled in the first quarter for a lot of games in the offense. Today, you turned a lot of defensive plays into easy offensive buckets. What changed?
Yeah, that's something too that we've been talking about, is just like our start. You know, if you throw the first punch at teams, it just kind of changes the whole, vibe of the whole game. So I think we came out and threw the first punch today, and that, led throughout the whole first half. We scored 54 points in the first half, which is not usually like us. But, we came out, and when you throw that first punch, it really helps you the rest of the game. So.
Yeah. Ivy, Lucas Nelson from the Miami student. So Molly made a few threes at the end there, but for the most part, you guys really held her in check for most of the game. Just what was the game plan with her today?
Yeah, she's a great player. She can score at all 3 levels. So we knew, we had to guard the arc. If we ran her off, we were having stunts. We had to help off. Like I said, she's a great player. At the end, that's what we talked about in the locker room, is end-of-game situations. We know that she's going to try and take over the game, hit big shots. So we have to have a hand up in her face, and just be guarding her and things like that till all 40 minutes. So.
Vanessa, she wasn't the most eye-popping in the stat sheet, but it really felt like she was one of your best players out there, just passing, getting a few steals. Just how big is her impact?
Yeah, Vanessa's a glue player. She knows her role. When she gets in there, nobody's working harder than her. She's getting on the floor. She's getting rebounds, whether she's the smallest person on the floor. So she just does all those little things that people don't really notice, but, we notice, the coaches notice, and she's just a glue player, and she works really hard.
How's it to play in front of a big crowd like today?
Yeah, it was a great atmosphere today. It obviously, brings you more energy and things like that. It's just fun to see the whole Miami community come out and support, and, we got the dub for them today, so that was good.
Looks you good?
Also just with alumni there too, with Lauren being honored and other alumni, just how is that being able to play in front of them?
Yeah, it was awesome. I'm a freshman, so I never really got to meet any of them, but, they brought them all out today at shoot-around and stuff, so I got to meet them then, and for them to come see all the hard work we've put in this season was fun.